SeatGeek is the official sponsor of the Snake Sports Talk Show, with hundreds of events listed, live concerts, sporting events, and so much more. Go on to SeatGeek.com, enter promo code Snake Sports Talk Show, and save yourself $20 off your first purchase.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, we want to welcome you all to the Sports Wave Network, and joining us as well, joining all of you guys here on this live stream, play-by-play edition of the Dolphins and Chargers. As we start here in just a little bit, Jake the Snake Silva from the Snake Sports Talk Show joining you guys here on the show. If it is your very first time, I encourage all of you guys to like, follow, subscribe, and hit the bell button for all latest notifications to keep you up to date with future live shows as well, and even for live play-by-plays such as this. We're going to get here in just about a few minutes away from kickoff between the Miami Dolphins and the LA Chargers. And so just to kind of get a little bit of a scoop from there, there's a little bit of our background, what we're going to be seeing here. Taking a little bit of time, but just to kind of go through some previews here, and we'll take this down and we'll go ahead and we'll start kind of breaking down everything before the game starts up. So up on pregame, obviously the 2023 NFL season is upon us, folks. So we finally made it here. It's been a long time coming, but we've officially gotten ourselves back into football mode. I'm excited about it, guys, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the season is going to be like. So for both these stories, let's start out with the Miami Dolphins on the road in LA. Dolphins had just recently announced that their offensive line had taken a little bit of a tear, as Terron Armstead is listed as out for this game in week 1, which means there might be a little bit of some concerns on that offensive line. And that's where, the Chargers, they're going to want to be feasting it up on the defensive line. So that's where the Chargers need to end up attacking a lot more. Plus 2, everybody seems to be ready to go. Tua Tagovailoa is the big story because of the fact of, can he be able to produce more into his another year as a starting quarterback? And hopefully, can he stay healthy throughout the rest of the season? And for the Chargers, everybody seems to be healthy. Not a whole lot of questionable healths. So everybody is ready to roll. And kickoff has officially started as we are live here from SoFi Stadium. And we're going to be taking a look at the Miami Dolphins offense as they're going to be marching out onto the field, led by Tua Tagovailoa. Last year, a hot start for the Miami Dolphins as they ended up going 8-3 to starting the season off, but then eventually hit a little bit of a roadblock as soon as injuries started to pile up. Tua was not seemingly healthy, and that is where the Dolphins and Mike McDaniel want to take the first step. So here we go with the Dolphins against the Chargers. Dolphins, and now a little bit of a play as the ball gets loose, and the time stops at 14:57, and a flag now is out on the play. We'll find out exactly where that was up on. And it's going to be an offsides on Joey Bosa. So, of course, the first penalty ends up going to the Chargers. And they will move that up, and the Dolphins will start again here in the first quarter. So Tua Tagovailoa last season, 3,500 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, only missing 4 games last year, and looks to make it a strong 2023 campaign here today. Here we go. Tua in the pocket, throws, and it's a clean pass, and it's over to another star wide receiver, and looking to have a big-time season is Tyreek Hill. So his most trustworthy wide receiver as well comes up with a big play to get a first down for the Dolphins. So as you can see a little bit more where they ended up making that play over and just working a lot on the slant routes. Mike McDaniel, a very smart head coach, really looking to kind of build back up on what the Dolphins kind of left off of from last season. So Tua now on 1st and 10. Here come the Dolphins. And the throw, and that is caught, and another first down for the Dolphins. And he's taking off. Look at him run. That's Jalen Waddle across the middle and gets in for a big first down for the Dolphins. A really good passing production from the Dolphins, and they are the ones that are looking to cook up first here in the first quarter. But this you can see again is J.C. Jackson was trying to get the coverage up on Jalen Waddle until he's tackled down by JT Woods. But Waddle, he had the most yards per reception last season at just about 17 to 18 of those yards. And so here come the Dolphins now. They're going to hand it off. And looking for run room, and he's going to end up getting tackled down. And it'll be second down now for the Dolphins. Already a couple of first downs to their credit. Dolphins really looking to kind of change a little of the narrative as we take a look at the lineups here for the Dolphins. Kendall Lamb, Isaiah Wynn, Connor Williams, and most of the offensive line outside of Teron Armstead that is out there and at least providing quality protection for Tua. And career in the red zone. He's had 39 touchdowns and 2 interceptions throughout his career in the red zone. Here comes a run now, and he gets it across, and he's knocked down hard, and it's going to be a first and goal for the Dolphins. And what a run, and Joey Bosa, who knows how to pack a punch, of course, ends up knocking him down. So a good run in a good direction, and they usually always go with just a mixture of speed because that's where they utilize the most. And the Dolphins, they really like to utilize a lot more of their legs, and they got fresh legs all the way around. But a real good run there. And the Dolphins are up in the red zone again and first and goal. Here it comes, and now another toggle again, and the ball is loose, and we'll find out who has it. And they stop play from there, trying to get to the pile. And now a little bit of some scuffles there. And the Chargers have recovered! Oh, my goodness! And after a bobble play by the Miami Dolphins, the Chargers have ended up recovering the football. What a job by this defense. They disrupted the offensive line, bobbling the ball, and the Chargers at 12:02 will end up having possession here right after this.
If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving.
This portion of live play-by-play reactions and, of course, live streaming is presented by SeatGeek. Don't lose your seat today. Go on to SeatGeek.com and get the best prices on your favorite seat to your next event. Boy, Tua Tagovailoa just could not get a grip on that football at all. And that front line, they were just able to end up piling on a lot of the pressure. And now we'll get a chance to see the LA Chargers. And now they're snapped as we get back here into the first quarter. And the Chargers will now have their possession, and it's led by their second most paid quarterback, Justin Herbert, 14,000 passing yards already. That is the most all-time by a player in his first 3 seasons. And we are beyond excited to seeing what the future holds for Justin Herbert and for the Chargers moving forward. 2nd and 5. Herbert up and into the gun. Herbert in the pocket. Looks, tries to find somebody, throws, and that is overthrown over the head of Keenan Allen. And as you know, the connection between the two of them still continuing to go strong, but couldn't quite at least getting the connection from there. But looking at the rest of it, all the offensive line is healthy and ready to roll. And once again, Gerald Everett, their tight end, up and outside. And Josh Palmer, of course, will get the start. And, of course, the story of the day will be, when will we see Quentin Johnston up out on the field for his official rookie campaign? 3rd and 5. Herbert, pressure, and he runs, gets away, and he will come down, and he's got the first down for the Chargers. So Bradley Chubb, who came in and making the tackle, and pressure was coming on. Vic Fangio's defense, that's another thing that the Dolphins have added on. A really good quality defensive coordinator with Mike McDaniel. But Justin Herbert, enough to where pressure was coming right up at him and shakes off and gets the first down as quick as he can. And Vic Fangio, who was very used to that in Denver, already basically seeing yet another spurt of Justin Herbert out on that field. Here comes a run play, and that's going to be Austin Eckler on the run, or Josh Kelly, I apologize. And now second and 6 coming up. Defensively for the Dolphins, as you've seen, Christian Wilkins up on that front, Jalen Phillips, along with Bradley Chubb on the edges, and up and into the backfield, as we've said, no Jalen Ramsey this afternoon. Javon Holland and Xavier Howard both up out there. But it's going to take definitely a lot of force for the Miami Dolphins getting against this powerful Chargers offense. 2nd and 6, Herbert alone in the gun. Looks and throws this one deep, and it is caught, and it's Keenan Allen down upon the field, and a first down for the Chargers. Keenan Allen again, and the connection is strong between Herbert and Allen, and they know exactly what the assignment is in the 2023 campaign. Looking at how beautiful and enough time for Justin Herbert in the pocket to just throw a dime to Keenan Allen, and tackled right there by Elliott. But Keenan Allen does what he does best, opens up room and gets exactly the routes he needs to getting up to that first down marker. 1st and 10 for the Chargers. This is Eckler this time running the football, and he will get at least about a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 coming up here for the Chargers. So, of course, the hardest topic that they've been talking about all season long is Austin Eckler, who had been talking a lot to all these running backs all throughout the offseason about how they weren't getting paid enough and they weren't paid respectfully. And Austin Eckler, of course, has been the heart and soul of this Chargers offense. And so here we go. Now a run play. This is Gerald Everett, the tight end. They try to dump it off to him, only getting about a short amount of yards to gain from there. But Kellen Moore had been hired on January 30th as the offensive coordinator, had been a Dallas Cowboys quarterback coach and offensive coordinator from 18 to 22. Number 1 total offense in 2 of the 4 seasons, and had 2 players rush with 800-plus yards last season. That was involving Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. And so Kellen Moore, who loves to bring big plays, is going to be unlimited with Justin Herbert at the helm at quarterback. 3rd and 2. Herbert fakes it, got enough time in the pocket, looks to try to find somebody, and he'll run out of bounds and get the first down for the Chargers. And a smart play to use there for the Chargers and Justin Herbert. this is definitely the year where Herbert has displayed an awful lot of leadership and looks to continue his leadership on this team going into yet another year, but a big time contract. And there is where a lot of the pressure is there upon his shoulders in order to lead this team to potentially a Super Bowl appearance and maybe a victory for the first time in franchise history. 1st and 10. Herbert hands it off, and this is Eckler again, and yet again gets another good quality rush there, and probably about a gain of 5 up on the pile. It'll be 2nd and 5. So 2nd and 4, gain of 6 actually for Austin Eckler. And again, what's so smart about Eckler is he takes a little bit of a time, scan, evaluate, and then go for that hole that he looks for. But this offensive line really has gotten a lot for it. And Josh Kelly ends up getting the first down for the Chargers here in this one. Sorry with a little bit of the speed there. But Josh Kelly, who's been a really good quality situational back, gets the first down for the Chargers with 6:36 left to go. And now they are smelling close to the goal line as they're getting closer into the red zone. And Quentin Johnston now is out there as he gets his first appearance and his first look onto the offensive side for the Chargers and in the NFL. 1st and 10 now for the Chargers. They're smelling the goal line here. And here's a run, and he breaks it up in a good quality run, but couldn't quite cross that line as that was Josh Kelly on the run, bursting out with a lot of power and gets close enough for the Chargers to potentially score here. Good run, and what a great shift by the offensive line, by the way, shifting everybody all the way to the left, and it allowed Josh Kelly to open up the holes and just run right past everybody and getting close, and now it's a 1st and goal. So he does end up crossing the line after all. So here we go. Chargers in the red zone. They've already had 11 plays this drive that had 86 yards total. Herbert now throws it over in a little bubble play, breaking it up and diving through is Keenan Allen, but just short here, still 2nd and goal. So about a gain of 3. And this is exactly with where the Chargers really needed to improve the most. And now they're going to end up hurrying the offense. 2nd and goal. Here comes a run. And that one just short. And we'll see 3rd and goal from here. So really good job there from that offensive front, trying to at the very least allow an opening for Austin Eckler to run through, but couldn't quite find it, but gets short amount of yards, and they're only getting closer. But this is the part that the Chargers really have been needing help on, is that red zone offense. 3rd and goal, and runs in, and touchdown! Chargers, says Austin Eckler once again. He did it last year, and he's done it yet again this year. And the first for the Chargers to run on through, they score with an easy 6. So Trey McKitty, who comes in on the tight end spot, he's allowing at the very least good amount of protection and allowing a hole. What a job to block from there. And Austin Eckler finds the hole, finds the goal line, and scores in no problem as the Chargers end up getting 6 here on this play. And so now a kick goes up, and the kick is good, as that is Cameron Dicker on the kick. So the Chargers strike first after Tua Tagovailoa's mistake on fumbling the ball. They answer back, and the Chargers lead 7-0. All right, folks. Well, first and foremost, I do want to end up apologizing to all of our fans up out there on the Facebook, as unfortunately the stream ended up coming to an end from there, and we'll give you more explanations as to why. So we appreciate your guys' concerns, but unfortunately, Facebook, the live stream has been offline. However, you can catch the live stream on YouTube. So you don't want to end up missing it out on that as we continue on with our live streaming production here on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Twitter. And unfortunately, Facebook, we are not able to do so at this time, but we appreciate your guys' concern. So Chargers leading it here by 7. And here come the Dolphins, and 1st and 10, and now Tua is unleashing the long ball. That one is knocked away, and that's going to be incomplete. And J.C. Jackson, who they called as Mr. INT, was almost about to come away with that INT, but instead it ended up getting knocked away. He was trying to go for that long ball to Tyreek Hill, and unfortunately just comes up short. And J.C. Jackson almost had the opportunity of getting that grab. And now Tyreek Hill looks like he was holding his back from there. We'll get the stream back here to you in just a moment. But yeah, J.C. Jackson already in beautiful form. Good to see from there. All right. Just about back there up on regular time. And so the Dolphins now back on 1st and 10. Tua now will hand this off. And here comes Raheem Mostert. He's running, and there's another first down for the Dolphins. So earlier, Tua tried to throw that long ball, but unfortunately couldn't end up coming up with it with Tyreek Hill. And we'll find out what's going on with Hill as he was holding his back earlier. But Tua's passing direction last season, all of them were up the middle as he had 10.7 yards per attempt, but 7 to 8 of them about just the same on the left and the right side. 1st and 10 for the Dolphins. As Tua, the productive lefty, here we go. Hands it off. It's Mostert now on the outside, and he ends up getting tripped up, and he comes down. And a real good productive run by him as well. And the Dolphins are just short of yards. 2nd down coming up. And we got an update. So Patriots and the Eagles. This one gets tipped up, and a big play by Big Play Slay stays up on his feet, and the Philadelphia Eagles are beating the New England Patriots 10-0 in Foxborough. And so the Eagles are right up in season shape. They're 5-0 against AFC opponents last year. And so far, they are leading against the AFC opponent here today. And that pass is incomplete as that one was overthrown. Coverages from J.T. Woods and J.C. Jackson out on that backfield. And so time will stop, and we'll be at 3rd and 3. So Raheem Mostert, of course, good quality runs from him earlier. And now Tua, who's trying to get the passes. Very great job by the Chargers secondaries to not allowing a whole lot of passing yards for Tua at all. They did complete at least a few of those short passes, but haven't been able to get deep downfield for the long ball. So 3rd and 3. Here's a toss. And here he goes against the blitz, and he gets the first down. And so the Dolphins now end up getting their possession back again. And now there's a flag up on the play, and we will wait to see what the call is there on there. It looked like it might be a holding penalty. This might come back.
Holding. Offense, number 58. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So about third down now and a holding play. So Kendricks, of course, Eric Kendricks was coming in for that blitz, but unfortunately that hold right there from the center side just comes up, and you could just see right there as he turns his body, there's where the hold came up from. So the Dolphins now have to try again at third down, but a good job by the Chargers trying to bring on pressure. 3rd and 6 now. Tua up on the gun with a running back on his left. Trying to shift up a little bit. Seconds winding down. Here we go. Tua in the pocket. Pocket collapsing, and he runs out, throws it, and that one is caught. It's Braxton Berrios with the gutsy play from there. Hangs on just in time. And now Joey Bosa ends up getting hit with the flag, and more yards are going to go the Dolphins' way. But as you see, Tua was right there up in the pocket. The pocket was collapsing, and there was that face mask right there on Tua. And so, unfortunately, because, yes, trying to at least get that pressure on, just grabs on a little bit to that face mask. And so Bosa ends up going right there up onto the sideline as time is starting to wind down, and the Dolphins now have a 1st and 10. So we know that there's been a bunch of pressure on Joey Bosa, of course, to trying to keeping himself in check. And here we go. Mostert runs and he breaks free, and he's got a 1st down, and now the Dolphins are back on a 1st and goal again. And let's see what happens with this offense after last time when Tua ended up fumbling. But a good job there by the Dolphins offense, and they shifted everybody all up on the right side, and Mostert was able to break free and got more yards on the carry. 1st and goal, here we go, and a run, touchdown, Dolphins! And it's Raheem Mostert again. So the Dolphins answer back, and they get themselves 6 here on a Raheem Mostert rushing touchdown. Good job here by the Dolphins. They were able to, at the very least, get quality and efficient time to get everybody shaped up. And this was where Mostert, all he had to do was just get his body up front and then fall right there on the backside and get him all the way into the goal line. So now they're going to try to tie this game as here's the kick, and this one is up, and the kick itself is good. So Raheem Mostert responsible for the rushing touchdown. The Dolphins now have answered back, and we are tied up in the 1st quarter with 7 apiece. All right, as we are back here, the Dolphins ended up answering back as the game is tied at 7 apiece. All right, so the Chargers will end up getting the ball back here with about a minute and 15 left to go here into the first quarter. So taking a look at the next-gen stats, as Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, fastest wide receiver duo in the NFL at 15.9 miles per hour last season. And that's where both these receivers, they utilize their speed. And the second that they end up getting the catches, it's the yards after catch, and that's where they take off the most. So both of them have been very, very productive on those sides of the ball. And now here's Mike Williams with his first catch of the season. And about a good amount of yardage as Bradley Chubb ends up knocking him down at second down. So 2nd and 7 on a 3-yard play. So Justin Herbert now the second highest paid quarterback in the league, with Joe Burrow after getting his contract extension. And here we go, 2nd and 7. Herbert tossing this over. It's Eckler on the run, and he's going to end up getting a few yards before the clock winds down. It's actually Darius Davis, the rookie from TCU. Lots of good things to talk about at Darius Davis in this year as one of these special teams captains. And now they're going to end up running this one pretty quickly, 3rd down. A 3rd and 2. Seconds winding down quickly. Here's Herbert. So the play clock just winding down, and so they'll let that burn out, and they'll go into the second quarter as things are tied up, and we'll take a quick break with the Dolphins and the Chargers tied at 7. Both offenses really flashy and showing off their stuff. Both running backs, Raheem Mostert and Austin Eckler, scoring in for each of their teams. Be back here for the second quarter of play. Second quarter of action coming up here as we get a live look at beautiful Los Angeles down in SoFi Stadium. There's the plane across right there up over to LAX as they're cleared for landing. So here we are up in Inglewood, California for the Chargers and Dolphins as 3rd and 2 is here. Here's Quentin Johnston. Now there's some movement, and here we go. So it's going to be on Zion Johnson, the second-year offensive guard, and I'm getting flagged for false start. So that's where they'll move that back a little bit more. What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out the live stream play-by-play of the Dolphins and Chargers. 3rd and 7 now for the Chargers after the flag on the false start. Here's Herbert. Pressure coming, avoids it. And here's the throw. That one is incomplete, and that will... And it was Josh Kelly up on the play. And so that ends up going to 4th and 7, and a nicely done play by the Dolphins defense. It was a good catch there by Josh Kelly, but unfortunately incomplete and going out of bounds. And so that's where the Chargers end up losing the downs here. So Jalen Phillips, who came in with the rush and with the pressure, and just wasn't able to at least get to Justin Herbert that quickly. And so here we go. Kick is up on the punt, and a fair catch as that is Braxton Berrios there. So 14:46 here in the second quarter, as we'll take at least a short break as the Dolphins offense getting readied up here for the second quarter. All right, back here up on the coverage. 1st and 10 now for the Dolphins. Tua up into the backfield just slightly. And here we go. Tua now back into the gun, looking to throw, throws across, and it is caught, and it's Tyreek Hill across the middle, and a big first down for the Dolphins. So Alohi Gilman comes away with a stop of Tyreek Hill. There was the big play that the Dolphins needed to make, and Mike McDaniel, very smart on this, and just sheds off the tackle by Mike Davis out on the backfield. And so J.C. Jackson trying to at least get coverage on Tyreek Hill, but just too quick. So a big-time play from Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa, and the Dolphins offense seeing more action here. 1st and 10. So here we go. Fake to Mostert. And here's another pass play, and that's caught, and anybody else than Tyreek Hill. So right about inside the 28, and they are just smelling closely into the goal line, and another really good passing throw by Tua right to Tyreek Hill. And again, the Chargers, and they're so used to this with Tyreek Hill where he just gets open at any point in time. And even in his days with the Kansas City Chiefs, it just has not ended up looking good on those areas. Oh. And so here we go. And a good block, and that will stop the run from there. And we just lost the score count here. We'll try to get it back here for you guys. Yeah, a different look into the inside of the helmet, the new Matrix. And, of course, safety's been a big thing for the NFL so far, and hoping that their quarterbacks, and even for Tua Tagovailoa, trying to stay healthy with those concussion protocols. That's what's been kind of the biggest thing for the Dolphins, 2nd and 10. Here we go. Tua running across, gets a pass, and it's caught, and they get a first down. And now a 1st and goal now for the Dolphins. And a beautiful play. Looked like Ella Gingold on the play. And a good job by Tua Tagovailoa. He got bigger and stronger during the offseason, and it's clearly been showing here in week 1 against the Chargers. 12 minutes left to go here into the second quarter. Dolphins up and into the goal line, 1st and goal. Tua now hands this. It's a fake, and now he throws it down, and that'll be incomplete. So a 2nd and goal now here on the play. Yeah, that turnover was pretty huge for the Chargers that they took advantage of. But at the same time, too, Dolphins not trying to end up risking anything, and that's where it really kind of hit them on that point. 2nd and goal. Here comes the run, and that one passes, and it's incomplete. Just about at the 1-yard line. What a play by Tyreek Hill, and a very close one there. It was a good job that he ended up catching the ball, but he just got 1 foot inbound and couldn't get the other foot there. Just only gets 1 foot right up on the play. And now a flag is out here. And we'll find out the call. So a challenge on the field. I think what they're looking for is just kind of more of the position play. So the left foot right there up out of bounds, and I think they do end up getting it right, but we'll take a small break, and we'll also get our streaming platform back up as well with our scorecard. So just give us just a moment up on that one as well. Damn it. Not what I wanted to do.
Was overturned by Tyreek Hill. He caught the football, but as you see, the 2nd foot comes out of bounds. Quickly overturned by the officials, setting up 3rd.
So good overturn there, and it's 3rd and goal now for the Dolphins. So 2 now, 3rd and goal. 11:50 left to go. Tua now throws incomplete and a big stop by the defense and Derwin James. And what a big time play that the Chargers defense needed there. So they may settle in for a field goal at 11:46 to go.
Field goal for the lead early in the second quarter. Jason Sanders.
So Jason Sanders ends up nailing it, and there you go. So Dolphins had 3 possessions, and that many times that they ended up getting aggressive on those plays. They've come away with it, and now they lead by 3 against the Chargers. We'll be back. All right, guys, we were able to get the stream back up for you guys. We apologize for the inconvenience up on that. And looking at everybody here up into the crowd, some slime heads up out there. As, of course, we got slime time up on the NFL, so it's always a fun time when you just end up seeing fans like that going die hard and going all out. All right, Jason Sanders ends up kicking this away, and we got 11:43 left to go. So Chargers 1st and 10 now. And we've got another update, Rams at Seahawks. So here's Geno Smith, and he ends up making a big-time play to DK Metcalf. Seahawks are up on top 10-7 against the Rams at home. Seattle 4-2 against division opponents last season, and what a job by Pete Carroll last year with carrying this young group. And so here we go, a run play for the Chargers, and that'll stop play about a gain of 4, and we'll see 2nd and 6. So Austin Eckler, of course, for as much as his just by his size and just the body itself, he's just super, super strong to where even for the defensive lines on the opponent's side, it's hard to really kind of take him down up into those areas. Here comes Herbert at 2nd and 6, throws, and it's right up and across, and Eckler gets the first down for the Chargers. So Jerome Baker with the stop. And they get past towards their own 35, and now they're moving the chains up forward, 10:50 left to go. So at least this offense with Kellen Moore, a lot of big-time things they've said about his tenure in camp and what he's been able to do with this offense. So Herbert now kind of checking up a little bit. Seconds winding down. 1st and 10. Eckler, across the middle, and he's free. Eckler just gets free past this defense, and he shakes off Javon Holland, and a huge first down for Austin Eckler and the Chargers. Austin Eckler just came out of there like a bullet out of a gun from that offensive line and gets through, and the Chargers are in perfect field position. Geez, how do you let that hole open if you're the Dolphins? And a quick pass across. Keenan Allen stretches, and he's in. Touchdown, Chargers. Keenan Allen with a big-time play, and that is how you like plays like that for the Chargers. Wow, Kellen Moore really loving this offense, and how quick was that? A bullet out of a gun from Austin Eckler on the run, and Keenan Allen moves with his Slayer feet and gets inside into the goal line for the Chargers to convert for 6. So the Chargers answer back, and big time, and we'll see. Well, maybe the ball might be short. So they're bringing the offense back out onto the field. They're reviewing it for a quick second, and it might be quick. So it's 2nd and goal. That was very close of it. As you see Seiler up and on it. So it's not really worth challenging up to this point. Even just as close as it was. I mean, they're already inches in through the goal line. So there's no point in calling the challenge. They just got to try to convert it this time. 2nd and goal. Here comes the run. Trying to drive into it and couldn't, and a lot of defensive bodies were all there running across. And now it'll be 3rd and goal for the Chargers. 40-year-old Mike McDaniel, his 2nd year as a head coach, really loving just the speed and the abilities that this Dolphins offense really brings. And somebody smart-minded out of the San Francisco tree with Kyle Shanahan. So 3rd and goal. Here's a pass, and it's caught to Donald Parham for a Chargers touchdown. And so a 1-yard throw. Now there's a flag on the play. And that was an offsides on the Dolphins. So regardless, Chargers score up on the play. So a little touchdown pass there from Herbert to Donald Parham, the tall man there. Chicken Parm, as they call him, and he's able to score in for 6. Yeah, you watch this play, a little bit of a jumper just to, at the very least, get it a little higher, and Donald Parham wasn't going to end up missing it, and now Cameron Dicker's going to come in to kick, and the kick is good. So the Chargers now back out in front, 14-10, a big-time play. Couple big-time plays, actually. Austin Eckler running it right through. Keenan Allen with a big play of his own. All just for Donald Parham to score. It's 14-10 Chargers. So Donald Parham comes away with a big-time grab in the red zone. And the Chargers back out on top, 6 plays, 75 yards. That became a 1-yard touchdown reception from Justin Herbert to Donald Parham. What a big-time play. So now a touchback. And the Dolphins offense will come back out, and we'll see what Tua's got in store here at 9:07 left to go. Well, there you go. A bunch of the Chargers guys on their volunteering here in Los Angeles with their food drive, making sure no kid goes hungry. 1st and 10 now for the Dolphins, and the Chargers defense back out again. Here's Tua. Tua roughed up in the pocket and knocked away, and what a play by Michael Davis up into the backfield. Well, Michael Davis had to show up one way or another, and he finally does as he gets a knockaway right there as Jalen Waddle was waiting for that play to be made. Michael Davis comes around and knocks it away and takes away a big-time play that Mike McDaniel designed, and unfortunately, the Dolphins not able to convert on it. 4 straight incompletions already now for Tua, and we're at 2nd and 10. Little motion, Berrios, here comes Derwin James, and shakes off a tackle as that was that was Ahmed on the run. Well, what a way to shake that up, and Derwin James, he was coming in quick on that rush, and unfortunately wasn't able to provide the tackle. The Derwin James, he just sees everything that's there on that offensive front, and he just knows if they're going up onto a run, I got to find a way to disrupt it, or if they're going up on a pass play, we got to be able to knock it out of the air and trust our background there that these guys are going to hold their ground. 3rd and 2 now. Tua throwing, incomplete, and that should be down, and now a 4th down for the Dolphins, and the Chargers defense comes up big here. What a play. Eric Kendricks was able to come up on a big-time play. This was one that the Dolphins wanted to get aggressive on, but right there, Eric Kendricks able to knock it away. Kind of gets hit a little bit on Kenneth Murray, but a good job of just being careful up on it. But Eric Kendricks able to knock it away and providing for the Chargers to, at the very least, get the punt away to their side. Punt coming away from Bailey. And Darius Davis, he's knocked on the ground. And so he'll end up come on down. Bethel with the tackle, and now the Chargers offense is going to come right back out. They lead by 4. Back here, 8:08 left to go as the Chargers have their possession here. So Justin Herbert and the offense back here on 1st and 10 now. So here we go, a pass play right to Keenan Allen, and what a play. And the Chargers smelling it here and just getting a good amount of yards. And now Mike Williams looks like he's hit pretty hard as he's down up on the ground. And once again, the Chargers, who had been continuously snake bitten by these injuries, and it just has not been fun for this organization at all. So an injury timeout. We'll go ahead and we'll end up stepping away here until we find out what's going on with Mike Williams. All right, folks, we're back up here. 7:47 left to go here into the second quarter. As Mike Williams was kind of shaken up, it was friendly fire up on the offensive side. And so hopefully we'll get some positive news onto the Chargers receiver there when we end up getting it soon. 3rd and 2 right now for the Chargers offense. And here we go with Justin Herbert. Ends up, that was Johnson, and now he ends up getting it down. And Quentin Johnston, who tried to make the play, he's knocked out by Mathis there. So Christian Wilkins ends up knocking down Quentin Johnston there. And so the rookie, you could just see the D-line was just all piled up from there. They took the offensive line, and then they just started piling around the second they seen the guy with the football. And that's where the Dolphins were able to stop him right in his tracks. So a punt now. That one's a rocket. All goes away. And it just ends up becoming a touchback from there. So the special teams not able to at least get it short amount of yards, but they certainly do get it at least by the touchback. And Braxton Berrios Had a little bit of some contact. But the Chargers and Jasir Taylor will really try to at least come up big on the special teams on a play, but just not able to. Couple of some game updates as the Packers leading the Bears 7-6. Raiders leading the Broncos in Denver 10-6. And so 1st and 10 now here for the Dolphins. Here we go. Hands it off over toward the tight end, and he gets the play and a first down for the Dolphins. Also, the Eagles leading against the Patriots 16-6, and the Seahawks leading 13-7 over the Rams. So there's our updates there on all the scores. But a good play there by the tight end on the Dolphins as he was able to at least get extra yards and get a first down there for the Fins. Mike Gesicki was gone, and Smythe ended up having to step up in the tight end position. Gesicki now a member of the Patriots. 1st and 10 for the Dolphins, and here's a handoff. Ostert running, and he'll be taken down as that was made by Khalil Mack there, and the first time his name's been brought up here on the defense. So the halftime show, of course, coming up here in a bit. We'll have at least the highlights and break down at least both stats on each side, and we'll also break down a couple of games as well before we return on for the second half of the game. So the defense last year was not good against the run, and there have been several spurts where the run plays have been made here by the Dolphins, but mostly it's been more about the yards after catch. Now here's Tua, pocket coming in. He's moving out, and he throws, and that's caught. There's a first down for the Dolphins. And that was there by Smythe, the tight end, as he gets the first down for Miami. And Smythe just kind of running by himself there up on the middle of the field. And so that's where Tua, he's just going to end up moving just a slight bit right outside and ends up throwing that football right there towards him and gets it. And so Smythe, big time play. Dolphins holding up their own on offense, 1st and 10, and now there's whistles and flags are thrown. That's going to be Isaiah Wynn there on the false start. So here we go. Update in New England. 9-yard touchdown pass to Hunter Henry. Mac Jones ends up getting the score, and now it's 16-7. 2-3 against NFC opponents last season for the Patriots. They haven't even looked well on their end. Clock winding down, and now Waddle ends up making a play on a 1st and 15 and ends up short. It'll be 2nd down here. So Mike Williams heading into the locker room and heading into the trainers. Bosa was coming in pretty clean and quick, but Tua was able to get it out quicker in time just before the pressure was coming in. 3:27 left here into the second quarter. 2nd and 7 now for the Dolphins. Chargers really trying to make a big play on defense. Here's Tua. Right across. That's knocked away, and a big play by Michael Davis again. So he tried to get it to the tight end Smythe, but instead it's rejected by Michael Davis in the backfield. That's a good job there. Tua really tried to find Smythe right over there on the right side, but unfortunately, because of just the timing of the throw and how quick it was coming, Davis was able to set up perfectly to at least stop the pass play. So Mostert remains in. And here we go with Tua Tagovailoa, 3rd and 7. Seconds winding down, and timeout called by Miami. Oh, it was the Chargers that ended up taking the timeout instead. So two 40-year-old coaches who are coaching up here today, and both of them with big-time expectations, especially for Brandon Staley, which we know. We don't know if this could honestly be the year. Either this doesn't appear to look well for the season, or they see exactly how things are going to start to really kind of change up. Derek Ainsley, first season as a defensive coordinator. He was a defensive backs coach. And he's the one that's been calling the plays lately, and this is what's really been helping for the Chargers to really at the very least upcharge their defense. 3rd and 7. Tua up and in the pocket, throws, it's incomplete, and that will end it there, and a big play by J.C. Jackson. So Barrios was up and into the vicinity of trying to at least receive the play, but instead, J.C. Jackson gets a hand on it against Tyreek Hill, finally wins that battle, and the Chargers now with their punt unit coming out. No flags were thrown, a clean play. And the Dolphins offense is still out there. They are going to go for it. So 4th and 7. They were 13 of 24 fourth down conversions last season, and we'll see what happens here. Tua in the pocket, throws, and it is completed and converted by Smythe, the tight end. So he was brought down up and on the play, and the Dolphins continue their possession on offense on a big 4th down conversion. So that's a big-time play Mike McDaniel had to call, and knowing that even being down by 7 on that yards line, the one thing that Mike McDaniel wanted to do is at least get aggressive, and that's where you really have to play against with the Chargers, because knowing that offense, you don't want to see that offense back out on the field again. And so Mike McDaniel continues play here for the Dolphins. 2:30 left to go. Tagovailoa lofts it up, and that's incomplete. So Braxton Berrios, who was fighting with Michael Davis, and what a job that Michael Davis has done on the secondaries thus far in keeping the Dolphins limited on their pass plays, 2nd and 10.
No time for Tua to make a read. He just decided to take the one-on-one and left it to the outside so it wouldn't get intercepted.
"11 rush plays and 21 pass plays, just about a little bit of an even-keeled balance for their Dolphins offense and what Mike McDaniel wanted to bring onto the table originally." Tagovailoa throwing, caught, and that is in there. And it's Tyreek Hill as he ends up slicing through, and there's a big first down for the Dolphins. 19-yard pickup, and the Dolphins are getting closer to the goal line. So once again, that's the middle of the field that the Chargers are just having such difficulties on, and they just have not been able to, at the very least, try to stop the middle of the field. 2-minute warning hitting us. Chargers still leading by 14, and the Dolphins smelling the goal line here in the second quarter with the 2-minute warning coming up. This portion of NFL play-by-play presented by SeatGeek is also sponsored by Shank It Golf. Show your attitude here on the golf field with Shank It Golf. All right, 1st and 10 now for the Dolphins as Tua looks to convert from here. They're up in Charger territory. Here we go with the pass play. It's caught right up on the right side as that was Tyreek Hill. And once again with his fast feet, able to at least get more yards and then get out of bounds right in time. Yeah, Eric Kendricks was able to just play that spot there, but it's just mostly Tyreek Hill in the spots that he plays. It's just unfortunate with just his speed alone. So Tua, 71 plays thrown to the left, 158 down the middle, and only 3 to the right side. So he hasn't really worked the right all that much. 155 left to go, 2nd and 7. Here's a throw right up the middle and a first down for the Dolphins. And he's hit up big time. And Tyreek Hill once again with a big play. Just look at how much he throws this one. It's quick, it's slow, like it's smart, and it's short. And Tyreek Hill is just going to end up coming across from there. But that's exactly where the Dolphins wanted to position themselves at as the Chargers take another timeout. 103 receiving yards here today. And more on the halftime report as well. We'll have our breakdown of the game itself and then also breaking down other games that went on in the morning and all toward the afternoon and getting us geared up for the Sunday night football action between the Cowboys and the Giants tonight. But this is what the Dolphins are so lethal for, is the fact that they're just lethal with speeds. They're lethal with just everything that they could possibly end up playing on against a lot of opposing defenses. It's just too fast for some defenses in this position. 147 here. 1st and goal now. Tua looking to throw up the middle and touchdown, Dolphins. So the Dolphins end up getting the lead here late in the second quarter. It's Ryan Rivercraft on the play. So once again, Tua Tagovailoa attacking the middle again. And just nothing really converting up for the Chargers defense. So the extra point attempt coming up. And here's the kick. The extra point attempt is good. 17-14, Dolphins lead over the Chargers here with 1:42 as Jason Sanders sinks the extra point. And Rivercraft ending up getting the touchdown across the middle. And we'll be back here for the kickoff for the Chargers return to try to answer back. So Miami retaking the lead at 3. But it was a great drive by the Dolphins. And it was smart and short pass plays that really mattered the most. And now Justin Herbert and the Chargers really got to find a way to answer this back as we're getting ready to close up the first half of play. But a good job by Tua Tagovailoa on a lot of those spots. And so here's the kickoff, and now the Chargers will end up getting it back at their own 25 from here. So Justin Herbert, and now taking a look at Tyreek Hill all afternoon. He's just been right up and across the middle, heading up to the outside, and then burning a lot of these guys with just his elusive speed. That's what's been difficult for this Chargers secondary and a lot of these pass plays that they let through because Tyreek Hill's just that fast. So Justin Herbert now 1st and 10 for the Chargers at 142. Herbert alone in it, and he throws, and that's caught as that's Joshua Palmer there onto the left. And they're going to get to it quick. Big plays is what Kellen Moore is really expecting for this offense. 2nd and 5. Herbert alone in the gun again. Pressure coming, throws, and he throws it away, and that should at the very least stop time. And now we have 3rd and 5. As Jalen Phillips came in quick and got right past Trey Pipkins right on that side of the line. So even with that quick offense, the Chargers know that pass rush was going to be coming at some point, and Jalen Phillips does a great job allowing the pressure there against that Chargers offensive line and getting right to Justin Herbert. 3rd and 5 now with 1:20. Chargers at least have one timeout left. Herbert throws and across, and it's caught there by Keenan Allen. Time winding down again. Chargers at 1st and 10, and they get at least a short pass play to at least convert the first down. Offense squared up. Here's Herbert, throws across, and that is caught, and that is to the wide receiver rookie, Quentin Johnston, with his first big catch. So it stops the clock in a big first down play, runs out of bounds. The Chargers looking to at least sneak in. And Cameron Dicker, who's getting ready in case if they got to put the field goal unit out there with 57 seconds left. They're about just behind the 50-yard line. Here comes Herbert. Looking, throws. Right across over to Austin Eckler as he runs out of bounds. 51 seconds left here in the second. And that's what's the important thing about Austin Eckler's role on the Chargers is because sometimes with these wide receivers, if they can't seem to get open, then that's where Eckler is at the very least a secondary receiver on that outside any way that Justin Herbert could at least get the first down. 2nd and 9 now after a 1-yard gain from the Eckler pass. Herbert in the gun. Throws across, and that one is caught, and it's by Donald Parham, and they do get to the first down marker, and just enough for the field goal unit. So seconds now winding down, and the Chargers, either they're going to have a big pass play, or it might be a field goal. Here's 1st and 10 for Herbert, looking for the long ball, and that one is incomplete as Quentin Johnston was the guy that they were looking for. That was a good look there by Justin Herbert, but of course Quentin Johnston just a little bit up onto that inside, but couldn't quite get that ball right over to him, and that's what was the difficult part. So 2nd and 10 now for this offense. And Kellen Moore was really kind of looking forward to that big play where if that got converted, Chargers would have been closer to that point of getting into the red zone. 28 seconds left to go into the second quarter. Almost about to wrap up the first half. Herbert in the gun, throws across, and that one's incomplete as that one was force thrown to Gerald Everett. So 25 seconds left to go. And a good coverage by Xavier Howard there. Miami with all 3 timeouts left. Chargers with at least 1. But this is exactly just the types of competitions that the Chargers, they know they're going to have to come across here in the AFC because the Dolphins are fast. Kansas City just knows how to utilize a lot of their players, and there's so many other teams in the AFC that this is where the big competition comes from here in 2023. 3rd and 10 now for this offense. Herbert moving out, slips a little bit, gets back on his feet, moves over, and now he has to run, and that one he's run out of bounds. The clock is ticking, and now they're going to have to come up with a play here. But Justin Herbert, who was trying to at least move up to the outside, slips on his feet and then couldn't get enough time to really look to see who was open downfield. but Justin Herbert, who slid outside, it was a smart idea for Justin Herbert from there, and now a timeout for Miami. They got 2 left. And we'll find out what the decision is, and we see that the special teams unit with Cameron Dicker is coming out. So Dolphins took the timeout from there. The Chargers now are awaiting for the field goal kick. Cameron Dicker, 21 of 22 last season, and he's got an opportunity to convert this 50-yard field goal. No wind at all here in the dome. Dicker's kick is up, and it is right into the uprights and good. So Cameron Dicker comes away and ties the game up with 9 seconds left to go into the first half of the game. A great job. Great job by Cameron Dicker to, at the very least, get the game tied up. This is why the Chargers are very happy that they found their kicker to at least get themselves in that position to make a play. So the Chargers tie things up 17 apiece with 9 seconds left to go here into the second quarter. But yep, the Dolphins ended up calling that timeout for the Chargers, and so by that point, they were able to make that play. And the Chargers will receive the kickoff in the second half. So this is part of those reasons. It's a game of chess, and that's why the Chargers, at the very least, wanted to either get the leading score or tie it, and they only tie it at this moment. So Cameron Dicker, who lets this one fly. And a 1st and 10 now for the Dolphins, and they'll start at their own 25. So 9 seconds left to go into the second quarter. They might be able to at least get one play away, but after that, it might end up being wrapping up of the first half. So that's something Mike McDaniel's discussing with this offense. Maybe have to try something really good from here. And whether it might be a big play or maybe you just kind of have to play it a little bit safer, but then trust the legs of some of your receivers. So 1st and 10, fake to Mostert. Tua ends up throwing it, and that's gone, and that one out of bounds with 2 seconds left is Jalen Waddle. So Jalen Waddle comes away with a play as Tua ended up lofting that one up and in the air, and just there by himself, what a play by Jalen Waddle. They were able to get themselves up and in position. So now the Dolphins really looking to make a play here. Defensive backfield way back there. And hoping to, at the very least, not give up a big play here in the first half. Tua's throwing this one up and in the air. And incomplete. Now there's flags across, and we'll find out what's going on there. That's going to be a huge one there for Miami if they get this one here. And J.C. Jackson with a big-time pass interference. The Dolphins are literally close now to the goal line, and what a mistake of a play from J.C. Jackson. And now the Dolphins have a chance to kick the field goal here with a few seconds. So Jason Sanders set up to kick it. What a big play from the Dolphins here on that one. This will be for the lead here going into the first half. Sanders boots it, and he gets it in. So now the Dolphins lead by 3 here in the first half. And so the Chargers will receive it here into the second half of play as we go into halftime. What a play by the Miami Dolphins, and they were smart about it, but defensive mistakes by the Chargers here. That gives the Dolphins a 3-point lead going into the half. We'll be back as we have the halftime report coming up here just shortly. All right, guys, sorry about the delay right from there, but we are back online here up onto the game as the Chargers ended up scoring. It's 24-20, and this one is caught, and there's a first down as Jalen Waddle ends up making the play for the Dolphins. So Tua once again coming up big for the Dolphins, and they're coming up onto the opponent's 24. Ahmed is the back, and he's stuffed up big time. And that's the rookie out of USC, Thule, who comes up with a big stop and exactly with what the Chargers needed here late in the game. A big-time play by the USC edge rusher. That's why they drafted him, because they love the fact he could come around, make a big-time stop and a big play, and that's exactly what the Chargers needed to do here in this situation. Now it's a 2nd down and 12 play. Tua in the backfield, along with Ahmed on his left side, loss of 2. Dolphins in Chargers territory. Here comes Tua. Throws it across. That one incomplete. And we'll find out if he was down up in time. No, it was incomplete. And so 4:39 left to go, 3rd and 12. So it was hard, but he didn't have really complete possession of the play, and that's what really kind of struggled the most there. But a good job on the call. They call it just in time. Yep, there was where the ball got free, and it was right up on the come down on that play and was not able to secure it with both his hands. So Tua on 3rd and 12. We'll find out with what Mike McDaniel's got in stored here in the Dolphins offense. Tua throwing it over to his left, and it is intercepted. It's J.C. Jackson with his first interception as a Charger. There it is. And on a big play that the Chargers needed on defense, they get it done as J.C. Jackson comes away with a play. Right up there towards Braxton Berrios. No flags at all. That was a perfectly good coverage by J.C. Jackson. Chargers have the ball, and they will start it out here at their own 25.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top. Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving. Go yard.
All right, Sports Wave live play-by-play is presented by SeatGeek. Don't lose your seat today. Go on to SeatGeek.com. Enter promo code SNAKESPORTS for $20 off of your first purchase.
Welcome back to Los Angeles. Your
We're back here in Los Angeles, here in the third quarter. J.C. Jackson, the former Pro Bowler, gets an interception off of Tua Tagovailoa in a big play, and now a little bit of a run play there by Kohu. He comes away with a big-time stop, and so the Chargers make a pass play, and Mike Williams, he's good to go, so a good sign that the Chargers secondary receiver is okay, and the Chargers now with possession, 2nd and 9. So the Dolphins, who really been looking to beef up their defense, they certainly have with the addition of Vic Fangio and his mindset of what he looks for the Dolphins defense. Here's Herbert running, throws across, and he's got it for Keenan Allen. And there's a whistle on the play. And there's a gain of 8 on the play. Yeah, Keenan Allen's foot just got out of bounds right there, just short. So 1.5 yards short of the first down. A little bit of an update here. Denver leading 13-10 against the Las Vegas Raiders in Denver. Clock winding down, 3rd and 1 for the Chargers to try to convert. Herbert all by himself in the backfield. Herbert into the gun. Got pressure, and now he's down. And that was Kohu on the blitz. So he loses 12 on the play, and now the punting unit is going to be coming out. Well, looks like that pass rush from Miami just comes up big, and Herbert, who really didn't realize it up on that side, keeps his feet there and luckily did not end up going on the other side, end up getting the safety in. Tua, he'll have a chance to end up getting the ball back here on this punt. So the Chargers not able to do anything on their own side of the football. J.K. Scott with the kick. And a fair catch there by Braxton Berrios. 2:18 left to go into the third quarter as the Dolphins take over. And they're going to try to find a way to regain the lead, down by 4 here in L.A.
Bitch, I'm a ball, bitch, I'm a ball. Don't get no fault, don't get no ball. What's in my cup? What's in my cup? Full of that punch, look at that punch. Bitch, I'm a ball, ballin' like Kobe. Ho, keep it moving, cause you do not know me. Bitch, I'm a ball, ballin' like Kobe. Ho, keep it moving, cause you do not know me. Bitch, I'm a ball, can't talk in Milwaukee. Tell my dog sick of me, ain't do no barking. Pass me some greens, you know I'ma spark it. Mama got ass, told her to arch it. Pull up at the spot, hop out and don't park it. Bino say, always keep one in the cartridge. With Joey up pepper, so we going toxic. Came from the swamp to visit the tropics. Check out the scenery. Tell little mama to the backwoods right by the lake. And I had some weed on me. Had to retire my cup, but it still doubled up. So pour out some lean for me. We took an edible, feeling incredible. Fed away into the sheets. Hustle and flow is unique. Easy to see.
SeatGeek is the official sponsor of the Snake Sports Talk Show, with hundreds of events listed, live concerts, sporting events, and so much more. Go on to SeatGeek.com, Enter promo code Snake Sports Talk Show and save yourself $20 off your first purchase.
Beautiful time here in Los Angeles as we're back for the Dolphins and the Chargers. Big time play from the Dolphins defense with Vic Fangio and company. And now the Dolphins take over on offense at 1st and 10. Already up into the opponent's 35. Here's Tua. Tua throwing it across. Wide open Tyreek Hill, and there's an easy touchdown for the Dolphins. All it took was one play, and the Dolphins converted for 6. So Tyreek Hill finishes it off as the Chargers offense were not able to convert in a big-time stop-up on defense, and the Dolphins retake the lead. What a play by Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. J.C. Jackson just got burnt up on that side, and Tyreek Hill is just uncontained with this offense at the very least, and it just clearly showed. So Jason Sanders now kicking this away, and now the Dolphins leading it back again by 3. But quick plays as the Dolphins, they are the best in the NFL in quick plays. Tua and Tyreek Hill give the Dolphins a 27-24 lead over the Chargers.
And now, broadcasting live from Las Vegas, the Snake Sports Talk.
Back here in California, the good old Hollywood sign, and I'll tell you what stars are shining today. Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa. Tyreek Hill, of course, chirping it. And Tyreek Hill's receptions, his reception yards, 169 yards, and the Chargers' passing yards at 102. It has not looked great for the Chargers thus far. But there is no quit in this team at all. So the Chargers end up taking over at their own 25 and looks to, at the very least, try to convert offensively against this Dolphins tough offense. And the defense, of course, really reshaping it up. So we'll see what happens here with this Chargers offense. 1st and 10 on their own 25. Eckler in the backfield. Here's Herbert now. He fakes it, throws it across, and it is incomplete, as that was intended for Keenan Allen. It's 2nd and 10. The defense really starting to rough up here for Miami. This one here was just kind of forced, but Keenan Allen, who just couldn't get complete grip. Xavier Howard, who comes in and just knocks it out of Keenan Allen's hands, and an incompletion there. So the Chargers really have to slow themselves down just a bit. But, they got to get their composure back, know that they've got to strike again with this offense, and this is just looking into like a complete shootout. Herbert with a fake, throws to Eckler. Eckler all by himself, and he runs, and he's got plenty of room to run out to the outside, and a big first down for the Chargers. And that's exactly what the Chargers want and needed right there. If no receivers are open, Eckler is wide open. That's who Justin Herbert is going to give his reliable target on, because all you could see, they are very much connected to that backfield, and that's why that they're covering the receivers. But Eckler, all by himself, just knows how to run it through and run out to the outside. So Eckler with a run again, and it's 2nd down for the Chargers, a 5-yard gain. Already in the 3rd quarter, Miami has really started to look good from here, and we've got the 4th and final quarter coming up soon. 1:18 left to go. A little bit of a shift. Eckler moving from the right to the left. Herbert. Here he goes again. And he rushes it, and he's got himself the first down there for the Chargers. So a real good run from Austin Eckler again. And Eckler kind of a little bit of a limp, but he's going to end up taking a break here. And they'll get Josh Kelly out there. Rushing yards today, 113 for Austin Eckler, and Miami's only got 68, but majority of it has been the passing. Yeah, Eckler is just a special kind of running back, pass catching, of course, and he's just really been reliable on this Chargers offense. There's a throw, shakes off the tackle, and that's to tight end Gerald Everett for a big-time first down for the Chargers, and just avoided a big-time loss as that Dolphins defense was cooking in, and Gerald Everett able to make it around and past it. And that was Kohu again, who was looking for a big-time play. Now here's a run again. And the Chargers will let this time wind down. 3rd quarter has come to an end. The Dolphins lead by 3. And the Chargers have possession. And we will get it to the 4th and final quarter. Still down by 3 against Miami. What a game edge between the Dolphins and the Chargers, both of which Miami was able to win the second quarter of the game, but both have tied up at least by a score of 7 in the third quarter. And the fourth and final quarter is upon us, 2nd and 8, as the Chargers are close to smelling the goal line. That's Josh Kelly on the run this time. And a good run as he's got at least a gain of 8, 2nd and 2, 3rd and 1 coming up. So a good run, and now the Chargers getting the quick offense going. Here comes another run, and that's Josh Kelly as he finds a hole and gets a Chargers first down. So a gain of 4. They're moving the chains, and now they are in the red zone. 1st and goal for the Chargers. Well, good job for Kellen Moore, and like we said, this is where Kellen Moore works best. Justin Herbert throwing it, gets a catch, and he's just on the outside, and that's going to be Donald Parham on the catch, but is short, 2nd and goal. Like I mentioned, Kellen Moore, this is where he's really big in plays like this because fourth quarters is usually his puppy. He scored the second most points in the fourth quarter. And there's a touchdown on the run by Joshua Kelly. Chargers get the score. A competitive game by both sides as the Chargers now get a score for 6. Compliments of Josh Kelly. It was a great job on that offensive line again. They've opened up the hole. Josh Kelly ends up bursting through and gets that touchdown. 10 plays of 75 yards, a good scoring drive, and it all came down to both the running backs committees from Josh Kelly and Austin Eckler on those sides. So Cameron Dicker here with the field goal kick, and he does get it right on the uprights. And so the Chargers now get the lead back once again. It has been neck and neck between both these teams. Chargers lead 31-27 here in the fourth and final quarter. As you see, the two Hall of Famers who have finally gotten their numbers imprinted in the Chargers Hall of Fame ring. That'd be Charlie Joyner, the wide receiver, and Kellen Winslow, one of the greatest tight ends, next to Antonio Gates as well. So a big touchdown run from Josh Kelly. The Chargers have the lead. And here comes Dicker with the kick. And that will be a big-time touchback, and the Dolphins will start at their own 25. So another next-gen stat here as Tua Tagovailoa. Play actions, he's 6 of 10 for 116 yards, and no play actions, 13 of 21 with 226 on passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception that Tua has had so far in this game. But this offense has really been electrifying. I think we've seen a showdown of both these offenses between the Chargers and the Dolphins here today, and a potential shootout between the two of them. Carcraft having to shift over. Now Tua alone in the backfield. 1st and 10 for the Dolphins. Throws across, and that is knocked down, and that'll be incomplete. And so a 2nd down coming up. Good job by the front as they were able to knock it down. Looks like Austin Johnson ended up getting his hand on it right up on that front, providing up a lot of the pressure, gets his hand up and was able to swat it away in time. And so 2nd and 10 for the Dolphins. Good addition from the Giants. Austin Johnson, who was a big-time threat, especially with Dexter Lawrence and the rest of them on that Giants front. 13:56 left to go. Seconds winding down. And now Tua loses the football. It's bouncing around, and we'll see who's got possession of it. Once again, the ball comes loose, and Tua, who was unable to at least get a hold of that football, and he just gets it back. That's once again, this is again that Tua had just nearly lost the football. And again, that's just the quick snaps, and that's the hands of Tua that he's just got to really maintain a hold of. And once again, Tua in these positions, that's what really hurts your team the most. So now it's a loss of 5, and it's 3rd and 15 now for the Dolphins. They find themselves in. So 3rd and 15, here's Tua. He's got 2 in the backfield with him. And now pressure coming. He's moving out to the left, and it's caught by Berrios, and he does have it. He has it, but there is a flag on the play. A gain of 17 yards. They were able to get that back. So a holding on Michael Davis, and there we go again with the defensive penalties. And what a play by Braxton Berrios to make the catch. And the Dolphins get their 1st down back, and they still have time of possession. Boy, Braxton Berrios comes up big on a play like this, and the Dolphins now have a 1st down against that Charger defense. This one is caught. And another 1st and 10 for the Dolphins. So Alec Ingold with a 1st down, and the Dolphins really charging up on offense. Here we go with an update for the Raiders and Broncos. And in goes Jacoby Myers. He ends up scoring for the Raiders. It's 17-16. Raiders lead over the Broncos. The Raiders already have won each of the last 6 meetings against Denver already, so they have not really been truly the opponent that the Broncos really had been facing. So 20 plays that have been 10 or more yards. Here is Tua. That one is caught, and there's a 1st down, and it's Braxton Berrios again. A sneaky signing from the Dolphins out of the New York Jets. Braxton Berrios has already made so many clutch plays. That's what just tells you a lot about this Dolphins offense and what Mike McDaniel's willing to do against a defense like this. A Tua right from here. Yeah, it's a catchable ball. They're looking at it to seeing if it ever hit the ground. It looks like it is a catchable ball. That's clearly a catch. It stays a catch. We'll take a second and we'll find out what the verdict is on the play, but I do think it is a catch. So it is a completion after all. That's kind of what we figured. So it's 1st and 10 for the Dolphins and another big play by Braxton Berrios. 1st and 10. Tyreek Hill losing a little bit of the football, and he does end up grabbing it, but it is going to be 2nd down as Williams was in the middle of it. Yeah, there's that play again, and I'll tell you who made a lot of those plays. Julian Edelman with the Patriots and Braxton Berrios, who makes just a similar type of play from here where he grabs it right underneath, hands are right under it, and he's able to just scoop it up and keep it up onto the inside. So 5 plays with negative yards. It's been 5 of those for the Dolphins. 2nd and 15. Tua throwing it incomplete as that was intended for Tyreek Hill, and time will stop at 10:51. Good play by Jasir Taylor, but an incompletion for Tyreek Hill, and more of this speedy offense continues to showcase for itself. And they definitely see it all here. Well, this will definitely be harder than we expected, but, the Chargers, they really have to man themselves up on defense. Do not let this convert, because that's what's really going to be the big difference maker here in this play. 3rd and 15, Tua throws it across, and it is caught, but not enough for the 1st down, and it's going to be 4th down coming up. Raheem Mostert with the play. They get right down to the 27-yard line. Raheem Mostert, he got hit up pretty good by Alohi Gilman out of Notre Dame. That one was a good play right up the middle, but that's really what the Chargers have been lacking at a little more, is just those up-the-middle plays. So Jason Sanders, he's going to end up coming out and make a 45-yard field goal and try to at least come up to about within 1. Here's Sanders' kick, and that is right up on the uprights, and the Dolphins now have tied it. or the Dolphins are now within one. So at least a 1-point game that was smart enough for the Dolphins to end up kicking the field goal, because now the next few possessions are going to be very important for the Dolphins. But this is where the Chargers really need to be electrifying on fourth quarters, because Kellen Moore, he's been very electrifying on fourth quarters since he had been with the Dallas Cowboys, and that's where most of the points had come from. Checking out, of course, over the weekend. Next weekend, we've got South Carolina against number 1 Georgia here for college football action. You don't want to end up missing that here on Sports Wave Network. Another big-time matchup. Spencer Rattler really looked impressive in his last few starts. So we'll see how South Carolina ends up favoring against Georgia. As we'll get the feedback here for the Dolphins and the Chargers. Chargers will have the ball back here on the kickoff. So the Chargers right now, they got over 200 on rushing today, and the passing just really hasn't been all that great, but we know that it's been new. It's a new offensive coordinator. It's new stuff that they're trying out, but this is where this offense really has to explode. Back at their own 25, Justin Herbert by himself in the pocket. Here's a throw, and that's caught by Keenan Allen, and he'll run out of bounds and make a play just about short of the first down. Second down coming up. Yeah, the explosion that the Chargers really have to put up here, 2nd and 3. I mean, the rush has been really, really good for them so far. I mean, the D line for the Dolphins really has been giving up an awful lot of rushing yards, but the Chargers just haven't been able to get at least the big plays up and in the air just yet. And that's what we'll await to see. 9:30 winding down. 2nd and 3. Here's Keenan Allen again, and will he have enough for the stretch to get the first down? As that was Javon Holland on the stop. And he does, in fact, get a gain of 3, and that will be first down. So the Chargers end up getting the first down from Keenan Allen's run play after the catch, and Vic Fangio there really trying to design the plays to stop this Charger offense. 1st and 10 for the Chargers. Herbert hands it off. This is to Josh Kelly as he gets at least a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Chargers moving forward. Good play up on it. Josh Kelly, I will say, though, this has been the upstart for Josh Kelly. I mean, we didn't think he might have been able to make that roster, but he proved himself last year that he could be a very good situational back. Really helps out Austin Eckler with as much as time and rest, and that's where the Chargers really value him the most. Here he goes, 2nd and 5. Here comes the rush, and this one breaks a few tackles, and we'll see if he gets close enough. He might be short just about inches there. Nope, just about short, so it'll be 3rd and inches coming up. Jalen Ramsey, who was out in the secondaries, but you had Javon Holland, you had Xavier Howard, Eli Apple, who they just signed late in the offseason. So they needed extra bodies up into the secondary and whatever that they can get. 3rd and 1, and there's a handoff, and he's got it in for the first down. That's Josh Kelly again. And so now they are going to hurry up the offense here after all. As time winding down, 7:30. Chargers trying to keep the Dolphins defense on their toes, and Vic Fangio eyeballing it here. Herbert fakes it, looking for a play. That one gets knocked away, and there's a flag on there. So time ends up stopping. So we'll find out where those flags have been implemented there.
His impact, we were just talking about this, has been immense, even though he's not playing. It's going to be on the Chargers.
It is going to be up on the Chargers.
Illegal shift. All 11 players were never set prior to the snap. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So again, the illegal shift, and that's where none of their players were set at all on the offensive side, and that's where all that confusion went to. So 1st and 15 now for the Chargers. They'd have to move themselves back on it. Eckler in, and here's the run, and he only gets about a short amount of yards, and so the Chargers will look at 2nd down. Well, we know that the Chargers have been trying to keep the Dolphins on their toes, but Vic Fangio's been on this for a very long time, and he just expects it at any point, in the game, whether it's late in situations like this, that's crucial. Quinn Johnston on the far right side. 2nd and 12. Herbert trying to keep the pace here on their side. Herbert in the pocket, pressure coming, throws, and incomplete, as that was intended for Austin Eckler, and Javon Holland with the coverage. Pressure was coming in on both sides, and Herbert definitely felt it. So Herbert, of course, as one of the leaders, it's giving him a little bit more freely of plays and just making decisions, and that's based upon where the leadership really has to come into play. So in his 4th year in the league, this is where it's really got to matter most. That's the leadership that's got to kick in. 3rd and 12. Herbert by himself in the pocket. Throws it. Caught wide open. It's Mike Williams on the big play. And once again, as we are always used to it, Mike Williams with a big play and just what the Chargers ordered as a 1st down. So the safeties were playing deep. Mike Williams, of course, sitting there and right up over from the linebacker's hands. Good job by Justin Herbert to find Mike Williams. Lofts it up a little bit and gets it there to Mike Williams for Javon Holland to make the stop. And that's where that pressure was coming up at to Justin Herbert, but he sees it. Now a 1st and 10. So moving a little bit of a shift. Here comes the run. This is Josh Kelly to the left side, and he does get the 1st down. And so back-to-back 1st down plays. Chargers really using the clock to their advantage, but they're also converting a lot of their 1st downs and the process. So that's where Vic Fangio knows he has to be able to shape this defense up, because now the Chargers really surging themselves up. Josh Kelly right up on the outside. Good play. Xavier Howard, who really had to be the disruptor. But now they got to really put the pressure on, because the last thing you need is this offense to open up. 39 rushes and 29 passing plays from the Chargers and Kellen Moore all this afternoon. And there's a throw, and that's incomplete. And there's a flag now upon the play. And he'll be called upon the play. And it's Xavier Howard with the illegal contact as he's called. And that'll cost him the yards. And Keenan Allen, he was looking to try to cut forward, but once he saw that Xavier Howard with the illegal contact right up to the face, could have been called a hold. 5 penalties for the Chargers, 6 of them for the Dolphins. Chargers 63 yards, and with 5 minutes time of possession, as they're looking to score up against this defense. Eckler's up there in the backfield with Herbert there in the middle. And here's Eckler on the run, and he's stuffed up right up at the line. Van Ginkel, who was there responsible for the tackle. 2nd and 9. And an update, Green Bay beating the Bears right now, 38-14, as the Packers really giving it to the Bears here early on. It doesn't look like things are really looking to be good for the Chicago Bears moving forward, but the Packers definitely dialed in. 2nd and 9 here. Herbert throws, and that is caught. That's Eckler on the play, and he moves forward, gets a few yards, and still short of that first down marker. And now an update with the Rams leading the Seahawks 27 to 13. How about that? So 2 LA teams leading, but the Chargers looking to extend the lead here. 3rd and 5. Herbert finding the pressure and overthrows as he felt the pressure coming up to him, and now it's 4th and 5. So this is an interesting play, though, too, because you got to figure, what are they going to do here? So the Dolphins really do hold him out of the end zone on this play, and Herbert just trying to find that spot, and instead, Jalen Phillips, who comes in and disrupts that offense, so that forces the special teams now to have to kick it. Well done by the Dolphins defense here, and Vic Fangio up on it. And right up in the uprights, and the Chargers will end up scoring the field goal, and they lead up by 4. But this is a tough situation for the Chargers because now you got the Dolphins offense that's going to be coming around. And the only last thing you want to do is you want to give up more big plays for the Dolphins to really use, especially with that speed. So some headliners. Niners ended up dominating against Pittsburgh. Brock Purdy with 2 touchdowns in his return from injury. The Bengals lost the ground game against the Browns in Ohio as Burrow struggled on that loss. Jags come back to beat Indy in their debut in Indianapolis. Ravens outlast the Texans, but J.K. Dobbins is out for the season with an Achilles injury. So they lose their star running back once again. And J.K. Dobbins, that's hard. Another injury again, out for the season. Not looking good, but still the Ravens have many, many options to go to if in case it gets to that point. But J.K. Dobbins was such a great runner, but, you know, it just has not translated into the NFL, and that's where it really just kind of hits them hard. So Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins offense are coming right back out here in the 4th quarter, and there were a few times that Tua had mishaps on some plays, made a mistake, converted on it. Makes a mistake in the end zone, then comes back and he converts on it. And then all of a sudden he made a mistake in the last one, but just saves it. So Tua, we know, trying not to be mistake prone. 24 of 38 for 395 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. What a day for Tua Tagovailoa today. But this is where the Chargers really have to clean up that error in the defense because they're just blowing past a lot of their big-time secondary guys. That one tipped and incomplete. And just got lucky as that was Kenneth Murray who came in, and they knocked it out. So Tua, who was trying to make that throw, it got tipped by Derwin James. And lucky Kenneth Murray didn't get flagged for a late hit as he just holds himself back. So Derwin James being the disruptor for the time being, and now a 2nd and 10 for the Dolphins. Ahmed in the backfield with Tua. And 2 receivers on the right. Tua throws it. That's complete, and a hard hit, and it's incomplete. What a play, and now the secondary comes in big with a stop there, and it's 3rd down. But wait, hold on a second. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to be an incomplete pass. That's an incomplete pass. As you saw, Ahmed was just not able to get, he wasn't able to get control on that ball. But Kenneth Murray was able to get that ball back. But they are challenging on that ruling on the fumble, but I do think it might be. I was just really, really quick, but again, I think it's just an incomplete pass. There's no way that probably could have been fumbled. Not enough time, not enough seconds. So here's where the play was. Ahmed goes and makes a play, but didn't have enough foot movement to at the very least make it a forward progress play. So we know it was incomplete. As it bobbles in and out of the hands of Ahmed, as Jasir Taylor was able to just knock it away. So, again, like we said, it's an incomplete pass. It was not something that could have forced a fumble unless if he had moved forward on the progress, but that wasn't the case in either way. So, an incompletion as they set it back to 347. Justin Herbert awaiting and hoping to bring the offense back out to, at the very least, seal the deal against the Dolphins. 3rd and 10, they're going to go for it. Tua in the pocket, pressure coming, and here comes the lofted throw, and caught! It's Tyreek Hill again! What a play by Tyreek Hill. He's just unstoppable. Once again, it's big plays by Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. Once again, they just make these big-time home run plays just look easy. And now Tyreek Hill with that chance and that opportunity where the Dolphins could try to score again. Yeah, the Chargers really have to clean up that secondary because this has been feasted all over by Tyreek Hill and the rest of that offense. They go with a run, and they do make a stop and a gain of at least 6. That's Raheem Mostert. Getting close to the 2-minute warning. This is where Justin Herbert and the Chargers really have to shine their best. But Justin Herbert knows that this is not an easy opponent that they've had to face. And the defense itself letting away big-time plays. And that's what Mike McDaniel has been really smart on. So here we go now. 2:23 left to go in the 4th and final quarter. Tua throws it across the middle, and it is caught again, and it is Carcraft on the play. 15 yards and a first down. They are in the red zone again. Great play there by the Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa as Carcraft comes away with a big-time catch, and we get to the 2-minute warning. Trey Kraft comes away with it, and the Dolphins now have possession in the red zone. It'll be 1st and goal when we end up coming back here. And we'll see what the Chargers defense will do right after this. What an incredible game between the Dolphins and the Chargers. Tua Tagovailoa almost over 500 passing yards against this defense. Justin Herbert with 201 and a touchdown. And they are just feasting up on this Chargers defense. Here goes Tua now. Tua looking for room, throws, incomplete. And a big stop for the Chargers here. And they've got at least 2 timeouts left to go, with Miami with at least 3. So the Chargers ended up rushing 4, but just kind of a little bit of a fast throw. But Justin Herbert, with that eyes of determination, that's exactly with where he needs to get for this one. So the Dolphins right now, with 2nd and goal up into the red zone. They've had 4 trips, 2 touchdowns, and a field goal was the last few times they've been here. And now Tua with that. Catched by Raheem Mostert, and he's shoved out of bounds. 3rd and goal. Gain of 5 up on this play. So this is exactly with where this Chargers defense really has to come alive. You're in a 3rd and goal situation. The last thing you want to do is you want to give up a play to where now you got to kind of force it into Justin Herbert's hands. And that's just where, the Chargers really have to play it up to the best of their abilities. But this defense really just has not looked great here on broadcast. 3rd and goal. Tua, they lobs it. Caught again, and it is Tyreek Hill again. Touchdown, Dolphins. So Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa have connected all afternoon and do it again against Mike Davis. There's just no stopping Tua up to this point. Just none. That's just unbelievable stuff from the Dolphins here this afternoon. What a play. And the field goal. No good on the field goal by Jason Sanders, and he misses it. So it's a 2-point game, which means the Chargers really do have another shot to getting back against the Dolphins. Boy, that was crucial of Jason Sanders and just missing that right up on those uprights. First time today, just having to miss it, and the extra point, no good at all. What a huge miss. Now the Chargers with 1:45. This is where the Dolphins defense and Vic Fangio, and he's met this multiple times. It's just been huge up to this point. Wow. Chargers have 2 timeouts up to this point. And they've really got to spark this up to really get themselves back into this game. Only down by 2. Kick is away, and that will be a touchback. And Justin Herbert and company are coming out, and we'll see what Kellen Moore has in store for this second half offense. And Kellen Moore, that we know in the last few times when he was with Dallas making those plays, Justin Herbert, we know he's got the arm and we know that he's got the accuracy. And so if Kellen Moore, if he's looking for clever plays in the second half, this is where it's really got to happen today. 7 lead changes already today. Herbert in the gun. Throws, and that is caught over to Gerald Everett. Misses a tackle and gets the first down. So Kohu, again, who's looking to be the disruptor all afternoon, as his presence has been shown. So the Chargers got to get to at least the 37-yard line for that field goal. But you know that they're going to want more than that. Minute and 38 left to go. 2 timeouts left for the Chargers, 3 for Miami. Herbert with the runner in the backfield. Herbert throws across, and that one is incomplete. And no one there. So we got to see what happened here. Finding out if there was a penalty or whatnot. And there it is. Now there's a flag up on the play, and we'll find out where that came from. Intentional grounding right up on Justin Herbert and the offense. There was nobody there at all. Yep. Nobody at all on the right side. And so there was just nothing that he could end up doing. Now it's 2nd and 20. So another mistake like that, and that's where the Chargers, they really got to end up playing this big this time. Brandon Staley needed an explanation. Chargers 6 penalties for 69 yards. It just has not really looked that well for them. So this is the worst time to really break down. So now a 10-second runoff.
So why the officials were talking to Brandon Staley, I believe he could have used the timeout if they didn't want the runoff, but decided to keep the timeout.
So now that only leaves 10 seconds, shed it down, and now here we go. Justin Herbert really has to make a big play here. 2nd and 20. And now the Dolphins have sacked Herbert. Christian Wilkins with a big play, and now the Chargers are really finding themselves behind here. First sack of the day. And that was Christian Wilkins there on that play. Wow. What an unbelievable play there by the Dolphins. And that Dolphins defense really needed a big stop. So Sunday Night Football, as we mentioned, guys, on Sports Wave Network. We'll be back with it again as the Cowboys take on the Giants here. You don't want to end up missing that later on, the Sunday Night Football game here. So here we go, coming down to the wire, 3rd and 30. And here we go. Herbert throws it across, and it is caught. And that was Mike Williams on the catch. They will call the timeout. And they are going to have to go for it here. They really have to stretch out, and they got to make those big-time plays because there's just no room for excuse up to this point. Well, they got to pick this up. It's a big 4th down coming up. 4th and 13. You still kind of get a little bit of a chance, but we know Justin Herbert with his arm and his abilities, that's the thing that Kellen Moore, you got to be able to at least expand this offense. But they are going to have to end up defending it here because there's no exceptions to this. So Tyreek Hill really getting everybody in the Dolphins corners all wild up. 4th and 13 for the Chargers. Herbert, pressure coming. And they do sack him, and the Dolphins come up big here on this play.
goes to the Dolphins.
Well, there you go.
And Miami is going to win it.
Miami is going to end up winning this game here on the road in LA. That was twice on this whole series. Justin Herbert pressured once again. Two of those defenders again let loose. And Jalen Phillips comes around. They get the sack, and they get to Herbert pretty quickly. And Justin Herbert just couldn't end up doing the deed here. So that's going to be game, set, and match as the Miami Dolphins end up coming on the road to beating the LA Chargers 36-34 in Los Angeles. There was just so much mistakes that have happened for the Chargers, and especially with the penalties on the secondaries. So the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa, they've come back to win it in impressive fashion. Mike McDaniel and company with the offense really coming up big. Vic Fangio and the defense really came up big in a lot of ways. So the Chargers, they end up dropping this one 36-34. And it was a great game all the way around. Dolphins were able to play up to their strengths, and that's where the Chargers, unfortunately, were not able to end up playing it out this well. But it was great situational play for the Miami Dolphins. And just from what we've seen from the Chargers, the problems of is that if you look closely, those secondaries were feasted upon by Tyreek Hill all afternoon long. And it's been really, really bad. And especially, too, J.C. Jackson got burnt several times by Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle making big plays himself. There was just too much speed for the Chargers to really lock down. So they got to learn from this one. It's unfortunate, but that was just kind of how things really started out for the Chargers. Justin Herbert, not really a big day that he's honestly had, with only one touchdown pass and only 200 yards. So these guys really got to start to get open, and they really got to start to get better. We know it's week one and it's, unpredictable, but the Dolphins, they've had yet another year of this thing, and that offense altogether just clicked. Tyreek Hill's unstoppable. Jalen Waddle is just in the same footsteps as well. It's just been really unfortunate up to this point. But that'll conclude our presentation of the live play-by-play reactions presented by SeatGeek here on Sports Wave Network. If it is your first time, as we've said before, like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell button for all latest notifications to keep you up to date on all future past shows and live streams. Definitely subscribe to it as the brand new home as well for all of your things sports. Sports Wave Network, we've got you covered. Live streams, fun, entertaining shows, you name it, and all of your sports news that you need to keep you up to date. Thanks for watching us here on the Sports Wave Network. We'll hope to see you again soon for yet again another edition of Live Play-by-Play. Once again, final score 36-34. Chargers end up losing it and dropping it against the Miami Dolphins. We appreciate all of you guys here. Dolphins win in big-time fashion, and they take a 1-0 lead already into the AFC East in big fashion in Los Angeles. Take care, you guys.